You're listening to FBTV Radio.
Here we go. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you. If you just tuned in, you're listening to FBTV Radio Live. My name is Mike. 15 minutes past the top of the hour. If you're in Central Time Zone, that means it's 10:15 a.m. If you're listening to it live. If not, well, who knows what time it is. We get together every Friday morning live here on FBTV Radio Live. Get together for about an hour, talk about stuff. Talk about stuff related to the transportation industry, and maybe some other things along the way. Have a good time. Have a good time. That's the main thing. But glad you joined us. Here's something that I thought was interesting that I wanted to share with you. I normally don't do this. I normally don't talk about OOIDA. Well, I don't promote them anyway. Well, I won't say I won't promote them. It just, if they got stuff coming up, I just don't sit here and talk about everything OOIDA does. This one just stood out to me. Just stood out. Truck to Success, getting your own authority is one of the topics covered in OOIDA's Truck to Success course planned for May 5th through 7th. It's going to be in Blue Springs, Missouri. Truck to Success is specifically designed for company drivers who might be interested into transitioning to owner-operators. Okay, course is going to be taught by trucking experts, many with extensive experience behind the wheel. Well, I hope so. How can they be a trucking expert if they have no experience driving a truck? See, that's what's wrong with Washington. Too many people up there in Washington sitting behind a desk making the rules for trucking that couldn't find reverse or double clutch if their life depended on it. And what's sad about it, there's a lot of truck drivers today that may not know how to double clutch because they got the automatic transmissions. The automatics, when I was driving, they started testing those silly things. And I guess they got it down to a science now to where they work pretty good. And a lot of people swear by them, I reckon. But nope, if I'm driving, if I'm going down the road 80,000 pounds, I want a manual. I do not want an automatic. Just call me old school. And with a manual transmission, you've got control, because that's what if you're going down the road with 80,000 pounds, believe me, I want control. This is why the autonomous trucks things just really baffle my mind. And it just blows me away how people can just wrap their arms around the autonomous trucks and go, oh, it's going to save the trucking industry. It's the worst thing in the world. Who in their right mind wants a driverless truck, an 80,000-pound truck going down the road without a driver? Not me. Not me. When that happens, watch Route 66 come back to life. Nobody's going to want to be on the interstate. And that would probably fall right into the hands of those autonomous truck makers. But I don't see how a trucking company's going to afford it anyway. You know how much money it's going to cost for one of those silly things? I mean, we're in the testing stage right now, and I know they're going to say, yeah, but when they are mass released and we got it down and we know they're going to work, the price of them are going to drop significantly. Well, $2 million a truck or $5 million a truck down to $4.5 million a truck, or whatever the price may be, but it's got to be up there. It's not going to be like it is now, and they're pretty high now as far as that goes. Ask anybody with a brand new truck. Ask anybody with a new Peterbilt that's making a truck payment. All right, now let's get back to this Truck to Success. Hey, I think it's a good idea. I think it's great because I kind of got myself in hot water. Well, I didn't get in hot water. I just told it like it was. If you heard the podcast or any of the other stuff we talked about this week earlier, I got on my soapbox about this trucker. We'll call him Jim. Jim took a load from a broker. He agreed to haul the load for $500. Fine and dandy with it until he found out that the shipper paid the broker $700. And that just went all through Jim. He thought that was so wrong that the broker would be making $200. Sorry, Charlie, or Jim, as the case may be. Look, man, you agreed to move it for $500. You have nothing to complain about. That's what the broker offered you. That's what you negotiated. That's what you agreed to do it for. It doesn't matter if the broker was getting paid $2,000. You agreed to do it for $500. This is my biggest pet peeve. What Jim's complaining about. Yeah, I saw the article, and it's recent, and it just gets in my gut. It's just one of those things you just twist. Because this kind of thing comes up once or twice a year where somebody is complaining that the broker did them wrong. The broker's making all the money. No, the broker's not making all the money. Bottom line, just if you want to listen to my whole rant on this, listen to the podcast for this week. It's titled "It's the Broker's Fault" or something like that. But you'll find it's pretty obvious. But trucking companies, they're the ones. The trucks set the rates. Okay, as long as there's somebody out there to haul a load for $1 a mile, the rates ain't going to go up. Okay. As a matter of fact, if you think back 10, 12 years ago during the Great Recession, there were shippers out there that would not go up on their rate. When fuel got up to over $5 a gallon, they would not increase their rates because there was still trucks hauling the freight for the pre-$5 or $5 a gallon rate. As long as there's somebody to haul it, shippers have no reason to go up. But anyway, getting back to this OOIDA Truck to Success, if you're a company driver, you're thinking about becoming an owner-operator, yeah, I'd recommend this because I'm hoping that it's going to go into detail a little bit, at least talking to you about how important it is to have your own customers. If you don't have your own customers, you can't use a broker as your dispatcher. You'll go broke. That's not saying the dispatcher's doing anything wrong. A dispatcher's there as a convenience for a trucking company to get that truck a load, to return them or position that equipment in a location where that trucking company needs that equipment to be. And normally that's going to be to service their own customer because they're making the most money from their own customer, not from a broker load. A broker is there for a backhaul only, and that's a discussion for another day. Listen to the podcast. Listen to this week's podcast, and I go into detail about that immensely. But Truck for Success. This is why this caught my eye. I think it's hilarious. It's going to be May 5th through 7th in Blue Springs, Missouri, which just happens to be the same dates that the 72-hour roadside inspection will be taking place across the country. If you're looking for an excuse to get off the road, this is it, fellas. I think it costs, I don't know, it's pretty affordable. If you want to learn more about the Truck to Success, you go to the OOIDA website, ooida.com. Do a search for OOIDA, Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association, and you'll see the links up there for the Truck to Success. But I thought it was hilarious. They scheduled this thing for the same dates that the DOT has scheduled their 72-hour roadside inspection blitz. I was talking the other day, the 72-hour roadside inspection thing, it comes up every year, a little bit early this year. Usually it's in June. But when I was a driver, I'd park the truck. I'd go home. I would go home, take those 3 days off. It's nothing but a pain, man. I don't know. If you're going to be out there, nothing good can happen during this period. Nothing for a truck driver good can happen. You're going to be delayed at best. At worst, it's going to end up costing you a lot of money because, like I've said in the past, it don't matter if you got a brand new truck and trailer. DOT, if they want to, they can find something wrong with it. But that's that story. But I just thought it was hilarious. And I'm sure they could have known. Somebody could have figured it out. Hey, the roadside inspection thing's coming up May 5th through 7th. Let's schedule this truck to success on the same dates. Give drivers an option. Which, if they did, my hat's off to you, OIDA. Man, you got my respect on that one. I thought it was hilarious. I am drinking coffee out of my Freight Broker TV 11-ounce super cool guy coffee mug. If you watched any of the YouTube videos here in the last couple of months anyway, you've probably seen me drink out of my Freight Broker TV super cool guy coffee mug. Well, my FBTV super cool guy coffee mug is available. Go to the Freight Broker TV website. You can have one just like it. Go to freightbrokertv.com. Up in the menu bar at the top of the page, you'll see if there's a store. Click on the store option, and it's going to open up the FBTV Freight Broker TV store. We have all kinds of neat things in there. Things like my Freight Broker TV super cool guy coffee mug. We got the FBTV radio coffee mug in there. T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, you name it. It's there. Cell phone cases. You can pick and choose, buy your presents, buy gifts, buy that someone you love something special from the freightbrokertv.com merchandise store. Get a souvenir, take it home with you. But check that out. Something else, too. If you got questions about any of our videos we put up on YouTube, questions about anything we talk about here on the FBTV Radio Live broadcast, maybe podcast, morning coffees, whatever, we invite you to ask or submit comments. If you got questions or anything, we'd be happy to answer them for you. Matter of fact, on our website, freightbrokertv.com, just about on every page where there's a video, audio, whatever, on that same page is going to be a form that you can ask questions, submit your question, and it'll come to us. Every month, once a month, we will put up a YouTube video. We do one YouTube video a month that is dedicated to answering your submitted questions. So, fill out the form, send it to us. Now, if you'd rather, you can email us the question as well, FBTV@freightbrokertv.com. FBTV@freightbrokertv.com.